Yes, sounds like it.
In the late 1500s, Sir John Fitz of Tavistock was born to a rich family, a land-owning family. But his father predicted at the hour of his birth that John Fitz would come to an unhappy end, for he studied the stars. Indeed, John Fitz, he was a drunkard, a gambler. A daughter, Mary. And Mary Fitz was good and mild and kind in her childhood. But John Fitz, when she was still young, he became so full of debauchery that on a journey to London, at a tavern called the Anchor, he met his fate. There, having lost his mind, in great debt for gambling, he, in the middle of the night, rose, and believing that the landlord of that tavern was the one who he owed that debt to, ran him through with a sword. And then, realizing what he had done, stabbed himself twice. And when the wound was bandaged, John Fitz bled to death when he tore the bandages open. So there was his daughter Mary, 12 years old, inheriting the great estate of Fitzford House there in Tavistock. And because of her new wealth, she was much in demand. Although 12 years old, the court of King James, there was great interest. She was married aged 12. Her first, greedy husband died of a chill. Her second, beloved husband died in her arms. Her third, unfortunate husband became mysteriously ill. And her fourth, brutal husband died in foreign parts. That third husband was Charles Howard, from where she got her name, Mary Howard, and also two daughters. And her fourth husband, Sir Richard Grenville, was a brutal soldier, penniless, who wanted her estate, but by then she had bound up the estate of Fitzford in many deeds and contracts that could not be touched. But he, the bully, put her in a room, isolated she was, in the corner of Fitzford House, and there he would burn wool and horsehair and waft the smoke in through the hole so that she might suffer. But he himself was arrested for many a wicked deed in the city of London and was sent to prison. And having been released, he became a soldier once more and fought against the parliamentarians in the English Civil War. When finally he died in those foreign parts, Mary Howard was left with those two daughters, but she turned against them. She had been so abused all her life. And then in 1671, Mary Howard herself died, bitter, unhappy, alone. Shortly after her death, a witness at the gatestone of Fitzford House saw at midnight a dark shape appear, a great black dog. And the dog ran forth from the gate, and behind the hound was a coach with 4 horses. The coach was strange, it gleamed white in the moonlight. The coach was made of bones. The bones of her 4 dead husbands. And at each corner of the coach was a skull looking out The driver had no head upon his shoulders. And those who saw this saw peering out of the darkness from inside the coach a face, pale, ghostly, of Mary Howard herself. And all who saw her eyes look upon them were struck chill to the bone and died a short time after. The coach rode across the perimeters of Dartmoor until it came to Oakhampton. And there at Oakhampton Castle Mound, that hound took one blade of grass in its mouth and turned. The coach and horses rode back across the moors and disappeared once more into the gatestone of Fitzford House. Not just that one night, but the next night too at midnight. And the next night and every night thereafter. As I said, all who heard the clattering of those bony wheels along the granite roads would look away so as not to be seen by Mary Howard. But those who held her gaze were lost. They say that she will ride every night until every blade of grass has been taken from Oakhampton Castle Mound. But that can never be. The grass grows thick and strong. My lady hath a sable coach and horses 2 and 4. My lady hath a black bloodhound that runneth on before. My lady's coach hath nodding plumes, the driver hath no head. My lady's face is ashen white, as one that long is dead. Now pray step in, my lady saith. Now pray step in and ride. I'd rather walk 100 miles than gather to thy side. The wheels turn round without a sound, nor tramp, nor turn of wheel. As clouds at night in pale moonlight along the carriage steals. Now pray step in, and make no din. Step in with me and ride. There's room, I vow, by me for you, and all the world beside.